Hello, this is a video that will show you how to play the first section of the Star Wars theme on recorder. As far as difficulty goes, this is pretty difficult, but if you are up for a challenge and like Star Wars, you should try and learn this song. So we're going to have to learn 2 new notes to play it, but before we learn our new notes, we're just going to listen to it. And I actually just learned it myself, so I'm kind of still learning it as well. So we'll be learning together. Here's our sheet music. You can see there's rhythms on it that we don't know how to read. So you should rely on your ear to get the rhythms right, okay? You'll also see that the letter names for the notes are underneath the notes. So here we go. All right, so we're going to start out by learning a few new notes. Okay, so I'm going to take this down. Now, the first new note we're going to learn is a low D. Okay, so the D that we know is the high D, and that's the note where it's just your middle finger. There's no thumb hole. Okay, so this is high D. To play the low D, it's like an E. You know, you have your thumb, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fingers. That's the E. A low D is you add your ring finger over that second to bottom hole, okay? You're going to see that that hole is actually a double hole, okay? So you have a lot to cover up here. You have your thumb plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 holes in front, okay? Make sure to blow softly or you'll get a higher version of a D that's very squeaky, okay? It should sound like this. Try it. Okay, so that's low D. When you look at the sheet music, you're going to see that I typed either low D or high D above the 2 different Ds, so you know which is which, okay? I'll also show you how they're different on the staff. Now, the other new note that is in this song is the high G, okay? So the G that we've learned, this one, that's the low G. The high G sounds like this. Now, what I'm doing to get the high G is I'm half uncovering the thumb hole. So this is pretty tricky. Well, it's really subtle movement. Look at what I'm doing. I'm just like letting a little air escape from that thumb hole. Otherwise, it's the same, okay? So let's try that. Play the low G and then let a little air escape from that thumb hole, and that's how you get the high G. So listen to me do it. So figure out what works for you. Okay, so play around with it. Let's try just doing a high D without going to the low G first. Okay, so listen to me play it and try and match the same pitch. Okay, so if you feel like you want to practice the 2 new notes a little longer, you can pause the video and do that. Once again, you have low D and you have high G. Okay, that's the low D is the lowest note in the song, high G is the highest note in the song. Okay, if you feel like you have those 2 notes, we'll move on to learning the song. So I'm going to put the music back up here. Okay, let's take a look at this. You can see it says low D. You play it 3 times. We're going to do the first 2 measures. Okay, so you play the low D 3 times. You have the low G, and then we have the high D. Okay, so I'm going to play just that. And then I want you guys to practice the fingering. So so what are we doing? We have low G. You take all your left hand fingers off, and then you take all your right hand fingers off except your middle finger. Okay, so that's what the switch is. Low D, low G, high D. Okay, I'll play it, you play it back. Let's do it again. D, 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 G, D. Okay, let's move on to the third measure, okay? So you have C, B, A, high G, D. This is probably the hardest measure in the song, okay? It sounds like this. Okay, let's do that really slowly. Here we go. C, keep your thumb down, but switch your pointer and middle finger. Now you're on B. Keep everything where it is, but add your middle finger. Now you have an A. Now to go to the G, you add your ring finger, and then you let a little air escape out of the thumb hole. And now to go from the G to the D, you pick up everything but your middle finger. Okay, this is tricky. I'll play it, you play it back. C, B, A, G, D. Let's do that again. C, B, A, G, D. Okay, so that was the third measure. Look at the fourth measure is exactly the same. Okay, so you're doing that pattern twice. Then let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're on the fifth measure, C, B, C, A. Okay, and then we kind of, we start a new phrase. Okay, so the phrase is ending in the middle of that measure. Okay, let's try see where my arrow is? Let's try just that. C, B, C, A. Okay, C, B, C, A. Do it again. C, B, C, A. Okay, we're going to try up. See where my arrow is? We're going to go from the beginning to there. I'll play it, and then you guys play it back. We're going to do this real slow. Your turn. I'll sing the notes. D, D, D. Oops. Sorry. Here, like I said, I'm learning it too. Low D, low D. Here we go. D, 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 G. High D. C, B, A. High G, D. Add your thumb. C, B, A. High G, D. Add your thumb again. C, B, C, A. Okay, let's do just the fingering. Here we go. D, 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 G. High D, C, B, A. High G, D, C, B, A. High G, D, C, B, C, A. it just repeats. Okay, so the rest of it is just a repetition of the first part. Okay, so I'm going to play it one more time, and then I want you guys to play it back. So here we go. Repeat it. Okay, let's try it. Now, what I'm going to suggest is if you make a mistake, don't get stuck on the mistake. Just keep going on, okay? So I'm going to sing the notes, and I want you guys to just play it. If you make a mistake, move on and try and finish it. Here we go. Get ready. You're doing the low D. D, 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 G, high D, C, B, A, high G, D, C, B, A, high G, D, C, B, C, A, D, D, low G, high D, C, B, A, high G, D, C, B, A, high G, D, C, B, C, A. Okay, so all you can really do to get better is just keep practicing. I know this is a really tricky song, so if you were able to play this, you get a double thumbs up. All right, I'll see you guys later.